Good day, fellow Russians. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something that a lot of you have been asking me to do. We're going to clear coat a playfield. As you can tell, this is a fun house. Yes, this is an overlay. And we are going to use something that a lot of community members frown on. We're going to use Varathane. Okay, and I'm going to explain why we're going to use Varathane. So this is outdoor gloss, non-yellowing. That's the key. It's actually polyurethane. The brand is Varathane. I've used this quite a bit and it gives me fantastic results. And the reason I like using it is there's no real crazy equipment you need in order to protect yourself. So basically I have a nice good respirator, and my go-to gun is the world famous Harbor Freight purple gun, and that's what we're going to use. And aside from that, all we need is an air hose that I've hooked up to a water separator. And this also gives us a constant 45 psi of air pressure to the gun. Good thing about Varathane is it is water-based, so if we do get a bit of water in the line, it's not really going to cause that much grief to the finish. I felt like if it was an automotive clear coat or something like that, you need 100% dry air, and this is basically the whole setup. So let me set you up, show you what I'm going to do to spray, and we'll go from spray. So let me set you up and I'm going to show you how my workshop. It's basically just my garage, and all I'm going to do is wet the floor down to keep the dust down. You're going to get dust in the finish. Hey, it is what it is, unless you're in a professional paint booth. But what we're going to do is once we paint it, or sorry, once we clear coat it, I will show you what I do to sand it smooth and to get it prepped for installation. Floor is wet and the playfield is level, both that way and that way. Okay, the reason you want it level is because Varathane is very runny, and if you're tilted to the side, it will go to where the tilt is. Okay, next step is going to fill the gun up with Varathane, and we're going to hit it. Okay, here it is in the cup. It's not thinned. I didn't thin it down with anything. Straight out of the jug, right into the cup, and away we go. Okay guys, maybe a bit muffled, but here we go. Just a little white, milky white. It's just a little milky white. It's not completely white. This stuff does shrink like crazy, guys, so I'm just going to put the cover on it and I'll show you from the cover. Here's your cover. This is literally to keep the dust off of it, or as much as you can. So yes, you will get dust in it. Yes, you will have uneven spots in it. Yes, there will be orange peel in it. But I'll show you how we're going to deal with all that when the time comes. Another good thing I like about Varathane is if you have any left over, you can just put it back in the container, again, as long as it's clean. And clean the gun immediately. I'm very anal about keeping these things as clean as possible. That way you can use them for quite a while. And now the fun part begins. It's the hurry up and wait. We gotta let this dry. It doesn't dry by like putting it in the sun or anything like that. It flashes off. And rule of thumb is once your floor is dry, then this thing will be ready to move. So I'm going to let it cook overnight, see what I have tomorrow, and then hit it again. I don't know how many coats we're gonna do, but we can't go too thick with the Varathane, only because the thicker you go, then you start getting cloudy issues and things of that nature. So, well, we're gonna play it by ear, see what looks good for this specific playfield, and go from there. So, of course, one cannot resist but to look at it like every 10 minutes. And that's what I was afraid of. Anyway, it's looking fabulous. But as this stuff starts to flash off or whatever it does evaporate, it does sink. If it stayed like this would be the best stuff ever. But anyway, it's the next day, and here's what we're looking at. It's in direct sunlight here, but I think you can see it's coming out really well. And the one thing that is, I'm going to say mandatory, is that cover that I showed you, just to keep all the dust out, because it's still, it's been about, I think about 14 hours since we sprayed it, and it is, I don't want to say it's tacky, but you can smell it still, it's still curing. So we will hit it again later on once it is, I'm not going to say completely dry, but more dry, if that makes sense. And it's, I'm really happy with what I got going on here, guys. This isn't my first rodeo with this stuff, I'll tell you right now. And so the next step is we're going to spray it once, maybe 2 more times. Then it's going to be the sanding and the polishing stages. So, gonna burst your bubble here. That's probably not going to be for at least a couple of weeks, only because of we need this stuff to be like really, really dry when we get to that stage. And here's the shooter length. This is what everybody's always concentrating on with pinball. It's nice and clean and shiny and all that good stuff. Okay. If you're wondering what the cover is, it's just a piece of whatever it is, plastic, and I just made that's all it is. Got it from a dealership. This is the, you know, the stuff they hang on the poles and whatever. So just a couple of, you could use 2x4s, whatever it is. Just enshroud it, encase it, and then when you put it on over your playfield, it just covers it again to keep the dust off of it. And here it will sit for a little bit till it cooks. Just a real quick update on the Electra that we were working on. That's going to become an Evel Knievel. Here's the back. I don't know if you remember how nasty it was. Okay. And here's the body. Remember I had all those lines in it and the plank separating? So this is a direct result of the drywall compound. I got to give it one more coat on the bottom here, but it's drywall compound. and kills primer. Yeah, so here you can see, here's the striations. I didn't really care here because it gets covered with the chrome piece. But the rest of it is, like I say, latex balloon smooth. So more updates on. Then I had a little dilemma here, so I had to go over it and I have to paint it one more time. But that kill stuff is absolutely amazing. Anyways, guys, this video, back to my little playfield here. It's going to be probably a couple of weeks before I post the next one on this series, only because again, I have to let it dry, and then we'll get into the sanding and the polishing. And I know that's stuff that, to be honest with you, that's a difficult part, and it's also a stressful part too, because you don't want to burn through the clear into the playfield. But I'll show you what I do, and we will go from there. Russians, take it easy.